All right. Looks like this thing's up and running. Maybe. David, hello. We'll get started here in a minute once I get this thing posted everywhere. I'm taking longer than usual, I know. So how's everyone doing? It's Monday. Jamie, hello, from Lake Norman. Before we get started, before we start diving into Atlanta and talking about Atlanta, I have to announce a new addition to the Monday After. Last week I said I needed some sort of jar, some sort of swear jar, or whatever we wanted to call it, for every time I mess up and call the O'Reilly Auto Parts series the Xfinity series, to forcefully train myself to call it by the proper name. Said I need a swear jar to put quarters in, right? Well, I have all these die casts sitting out at my place, and the boxes just sit in storage, so I figured, what other way to use the die-cast box than for it to be my swear jar? So my most recent one, the Connor Zilic one, that is our new swear jar here on the channel for Mondays when I call it the Xfinity series instead of the O'Reilly Auto Parts series. Last week, I had 2 slip-ups. 2 times I called it. So, 2 entries into the swear jar, or whatever we want to call it. So, hopefully not more, but I do have some quarters prepared for if I do indeed call the O'Reilly Auto Parts series the Xfinity series. I will do my best not to do that. But if I do, and I have a jar, and in between Mondays, it will sit right here on the corner of my desk to remind me of my failure. Okay, on to Atlanta. The O'Finity box. Yeah, if this wasn't like if this was just a random cardboard box, I'd write that down, but I won't write that down. Hello, Clausen Z. Hello, Martin. Yeah, Crazy Racing Atlanta, as I kind of threw out last night, maybe the best track we have on the schedule. I mean, this place has just continued to produce, continued to put together incredible racing ever since the reconfiguration. It really started to hit. That second 2023 race was the first time it really clicked for me, at least. Because I remember those first couple of 2022 races, and even the first 2023 one, I was like, I'm sorry, I just don't get it. Like, it just feels weird. It feels unnatural. Why did we do this to Atlanta? But then I went to Atlanta in the summer of 2023. The racing was incredible. I was there. That probably helped. And I was like, oh, okay, if it can do this more often, I'll probably like it. Then the next time we went to Atlanta, spring of 2024, we had the 3-wide photo finish. It was like, oh my God, this is mind-blowing. Are we going to get this every time? There's no way we get this every time. We go back in the summer of the fall of 2024, another great race, another mind-blowing race. Oh, it can't do it again. Then we go in the spring of 2025. It's another great race. Then we go in the summer of 2025 again, another great race. And it's like, oh, no. Into 2026, there's no way. Another great race. Yeah, Atlanta might be the best track on the schedule. Atlanta's in that conversation. Kansas is in that conversation. Homestead is in that conversation, I would say. As of right now, with this generation of car, the way things are going at this exact moment, those are the 3 I would listen to arguments for. Or the Charlotte Oval. I'd listen to the Charlotte Oval too. Outside of that, though, really don't have a lot of arguments, I would say, for the best track right now, because you could find some stinkers in the last 2 years for almost every other track. Born Again Briar, hello. Sheldon has been my favorite. Dude, Sheldon Creed won an O'Reilly Auto Parts Series race. Said it right. Yeah, that, and I can't believe it. Like, we all knew he was going to win eventually, right? We knew he was going to win an O'Reilly race, and you finished second 15 times, I think ended up being the final number. And it's like, there's no way he goes winless in his career. That's absurd. But there's no way he gets another second place finish. And the last lap just goes chaotic. You got Austin Hill throwing a Joey Logano block, spinning himself out as a result, And then all of a sudden, here comes Sheldon Creed to the lead. And by the way, what a call by Adam Alexander, the whole Jamie McMurray, Parker Kligerman, the whole booth. The booth for the CW is so elite. It's so darn good. And they called that finish perfectly. They really did. And Sheldon Creed finally breaks through. It took Austin Hill wrecking himself on the last lap at Atlanta, which a track Austin Hill's own, because someone finally didn't go with Austin Hill and didn't get abandoned. Ross Chastain had to mess this thing up for Austin Hill. But no, it was also a fantastic race. Like, adding on top of it the fact that Sheldon Creed finally won an O'Reilly race. What a race. I mean, seriously, it was a great race. Watching Austin Hill, it took him till like 100 laps into this thing out of 150 laps to finally take the lead. And then he leads like the next 35 laps, and then he loses the lead. Then he has to get it back, and then he has to throw some blocks. So, dude, it was incredible. That race was incredible. All three races were incredible, honestly. The truck series, we got to talk about this. We'll talk about that in a minute. But no, Sheldon Creed, I forgot. Someone up here said they were a Sheldon Creed fan. Born Again Briar, congratulations to you and all the Sheldon Creed fans. You've waited a long time for this day. So embrace it. And Haas Factory Team, race 2, returning to Chevy. They get back to victory lane. Yes, Born Again Briar, I think you had every right to scream at the top of your lungs. Your driver had never won and had every single heartbreaking loss possible. So I think you earned that right. Yep, in between the lanes, you and I are in the same place. 1 of 3 on picks this last weekend. Kyle Busch was the one. Yeah, I picked Austin Hill in the O'Reilly series. That went wrong. And then the Cup series, I picked Ryan Blaney. That went wronger. So, yeah, that was a rough weekend of picks. Thankfully, this weekend is a little bit easier. I probably just jinxed the guy who's probably going to win, but probably not. I would have thought I would have done it last year, but it didn't happen. Anyways, Loza, down under. Hello from Brisbane, Australia. Go SGV. Thank you. I know what you meant. I'm just giving you a hard time. Go Trackhouse, SVG. Yeah, you got it the second time. I'm just mean. Learning fast. Yeah, we'll get to the SVG recap in a bit. SVG just refuses. Shane Van Gisbergen refuses to get a normal top 10 on the ovals in the Cup Series. Now, look, I know we have a super small sample size of 2, right? But you think about his first 2 oval top 10s. Kansas last fall. He decides, well, he didn't decide, but he gets he gets his qualifying time tossed. He starts dead last. He has to come down pit lane, do a stop and go penalty, goes 2 laps down, by the way. Has to spend the entire race making up those laps, then finally makes up those laps, then has to start marching his way through the field, then has to survive some late race wrecks and chaos, and he gets his first oval top 10. Chaotic fashion, right? So it's like the next time he gets an oval top 10, surely it's going to be a little bit more conventional. He just runs in the top 10, or he runs 11th to 12th and things work out at the end. No, it's about almost as odd and peculiar. Kyle Larson just feels the need to just go all the way across the racetrack in one giant move and take Shane Van Gisbergen with him. SVG goes for a little bit of a spin. In fact, there's a meme. SVG himself, I have it over here. This right here should just be the SVG recap. But he makes a meme or finds a meme. I don't know where he got this meme. It looks like it's AI'd. Yeah. Oh no. Shane Van Gisbergen is using the AI slop, as the kids say, because that's not even his name. That's not even Quick Trip. Oh no. But anyways, he spins out once off of the front bumper of Larson. Then he comes back to the top 10. So the first stage of the race, you know what? This is the SVG recap right here. It's never been this early in a stream, but it's happening right here. All right, Atlanta, it's a mile, 1.54 miles, 2.48 kilometers. SVG's led laps here. He scored stage points here. He finished third in the O'Reilly race 2 years ago. So he's had success at Atlanta. He's driven well at Atlanta, but the results have not treated him well. So the first stage, I'm just going to quick recap this part. The first stage, he ran in the 20s. The car was way too loose. He told him on the radio, He was running in the mid to back of 20s for the majority of the first stage. And then at the end of the stage, he finally just said, screw it, we're not going to score stage points, and I don't want to get in a wreck. So he backed off. He ends up finishing stage 1 like 34th. Yeah, 34th. So the quote was, it started good, then I dropped like a rock. So yeah, stage 1 was a disaster. They ran in the 20s. They weren't able to do anything. SVG wasn't able to make moves. This is the super speedway that you're able to make moves at, where tires matter, grip matters a little bit. Whereas Daytona, it's starting to matter a little bit more now because that track is aging. But usually it's just floor it and save gas. Well, you don't have that here. Atlanta, you're able to maneuver. You're able to make moves. You're able to do crazy things. It's maybe the best track on the schedule, entertainment-wise. Anyways, that's a discussion for another day. So he makes his first top 10 appearance on lap 116. They finally adjusted the car to where he could actually move around, drive up through the field, make his way up. There was a caution on lap 125. He gets on the radio and said, woo, we're in the race now. But he was complaining that his car was still loose, and we're about to see that here in a bit later on. That's spin number 2 that ends up happening. Spoiler alert. So he ran top 10 like the entire second half of stage 2, which was it was a 100-lap stage. So the last 50 laps of stage 2, he was in the top 10, even got up into the top 5 for a bit. Technically, he did lead 1 lap. It was under caution, and it was during stage 1. He was running in the 30s, so do what you want with that information. But it still counts. It still goes on the stat sheet. So he did lead a lap. But anyways, he was running top 10, running up in the top 5, and, you know, these stage points are so crucial when we now have a point system that emphasizes scoring points and it actually matters. The top 16 in points make the chase. It's no longer winning you're in. So SVG can go win COTA next week, but if he finishes in the 30s like he did last spring over the next 8 weeks, he's not going to make the chase. Like, it doesn't matter. He could win all the road courses. If he finishes in the 20s and 30s on the ovals, he's not going to make the chase. So he has to perform on the ovals this year, specifically early in the year, unlike what he did last year. Well, that includes scoring stage points. He was well on his way to scoring stage points. He was going to score 5 or 6, maybe 7. Maybe that's a little bit optimistic, but 4 to 7, we'll call it. And then Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson he's a great top-tier driver. He's maybe our best driver. He's an elite driver. But every once in a while, he just makes a boneheaded move. And it's really, really bad. Like, he drives into the barrels at Homestead. He wrecks himself for the lead at Texas, or he does this. It's just, Kyle Larson is, as I said, elite driver, world-class driver, if you ask me. But every once in a while, he just does stuff like this. So there was not a lot of damage to SVG's car. They did have to patch up the right front a little bit. But other than that, not a lot of damage. Usually people concerned about the underbody on these next-gen cars. But hey, they ended up getting 1 stage point as SVG spun across the line because a caution came out. And he was 10th at the time of the caution. So 1 stage point for Shane Van Gisbergen as he spins across the line. So they restarted 23rd. And they actually got back to the top 10 pretty quickly. And then with 61 to go, he just spins himself out. Just loses the car, spins out, admits it on the radio, just lost the car. As I said, the car was loose all day long for him. He was having problems with the handling. It was wrecking loose at one point. Well, this time it literally wrecked loose. Nothing he could do about it. So spins out, comes down pit road, pits, gets the car adjusted, gets the tires. Never goes a lap down in any of this process, by the way. Let's see. Restarted 30th. Then there's another caution. At this point, they're up to 23rd. Then they pit again. I think this is 36 to go. Yeah, 36 laps to go. He decides to pit. They decide to pit and do an extensive kind of adjustment on the car. They're already kind of in the back of the field, so might as well make some adjustments at this point, or some major adjustments, take the time. Well, that ends up kind of being the right call. They restart 23rd. More cautions happen. He ends up going from 23rd to 16th into the top 10. And then with 3 to go, there's a caution, and at this point, he is 9th. And then we have another restart, and it takes like a 10th of a lap for Hocevar to wreck Christopher Bell. And so then he's up to 8th because Bell was ahead of him. He was 4th place heading into 3 and 4. In fact, in the middle of turns 3 and 4, SVG was in 4th place looking for his first oval top 5, and he kind of lost it. He kind of blew it there in terms of the top 5, but he still finished 6th. 6th place. His best finish on an oval in the Cup Series comes at Atlanta. Echo Park Speedway is the official name. Everyone still calls it Atlanta. But Shane Van Gisbergen with a 6th place finish, his best oval finish of 10th from last fall at Kansas. And on top of this, as I said, points are important. Well, look where he is in the points now. 16th. He is in the chase as of today. It's race 2, so don't lose your minds or anything. But hey, when COTA is next week, he can increase that gap. So it took SVG 10 oval races last year, I think, maybe a little bit less. Maybe it was 8 or 9 oval races to get a top 20. Well, in race 2, he is a top 10. So really good start to the year. He has already equaled his top 10 amounts on the ovals in race 2. And it was at Atlanta, a track that he's run well at before, just the finishes haven't come together. So SVG refuses to get top 10s on the ovals in normal ways. He has to do it in the wackiest way possible and then post AI memes about it. No, but it is funny. And I like this one too. I thought this was funny to whoever did this. So I guess the Twitter etiquette would be to like it. So Shane Van Gisbergen gets his second oval top 10. Okay, I did not anticipate doing the SVG recap thingy that early, so my bad for people who didn't want to see that. It's just we kind of jumped into it, so I felt, hey, let's go crazy. Scrolling back up. Corey, hello. Oh, well, I appreciate it, Corey. Very nice of you. From New Zealand, I'm assuming that's what the NZ means. Well, I wish I could tell you how the YouTube notifications work. I don't have YouTube notifications on, so I'm sorry that didn't happen. I wish that you got it when you set it up, but wish I could tell you something else. But I appreciate you being here. I appreciate the nice words. Yeah, Tyler Reddick. Just as we all predicted, 2 for 2 in 2026. Does it without, I didn't even mention this in the video last night, does it without a right front fender. Let's see if we can get a picture of it. In fact, there's probably a picture on Twitter. This is a very sketchy road going on Twitter without any, oh boy, I'm already terrified. I think I can go to my own profile. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, this has gone horribly wrong. I'm just going to Google a picture. The Twitter's horrifying these days. Okay. Here we go. All right. Here's a picture. Just straight up. No right front bumper or fender. Just, sure. Why not, right? Okay. I got to get back to these comments. I am way, way behind. Yeah, at the end of the day, Austin Hill, he got dumped, which he did it himself. He threw a bad block, and it was for the win. So at the end of the day, and he didn't take anyone with him. He just spun himself out. But it was a great save, and he kept on saying that in his post-race interview, and I thought he was just trying to distract from the fact that maybe he was mad or something, but then he kind of got mad, and I was like, dude, that's kind of on you. I don't know why you're getting mad here, but anywho. It was a great save. You can't deny it. Zero Apex, hello. Micah says, I know everyone hates Austin Hill, but it was cool of him to congratulate Sheldon Creed. Yeah, imagine showing someone that video after their whole thing that happened at Martinsville those years ago. But yeah, I mean, Austin Hill, that was really cool of him to congratulate Sheldon Creed, former teammate, their friends, and to go to Victory Lane, dump some water on him or Gatorade or whatever it was. As you said, that was really cool of him. Really, really cool of him. Time to talk 100. Hello. Brock also 1 for 3 on the Monday picks this past week. Check the chase after race 2. Yeah, Martin, we can do that. So the chase after race number 2, we got some chaos. 23-11 sits 1-2. By the way, I believe they're 1-2 in laps led as well. 1-3. Kyle Larson had to spoil their party. But Tyler Reddick, 2 for 2 on the wins. Bubba Wallace is second in points, so they're 1-2 in the points. And then we have to go to Riley Herbst here in 23rd. But all three of them have top 10, so hey, there you go. Chase Elliott's in. That's not a surprise. Carson Hocevar, he's kind of a wild card. Zane Smith, I think that would surprise a good chunk of people. Joey Logano's not a surprise. Daniel Suarez, first year in Spire. I think that would surprise a good bit of people. Ryan Blaney, not a surprise. Brad Keselowski, Chris Buescher, they're expected to be in this thing potentially, or at least be in contention to make it. Same thing for Chastain. Noah Gragson, I had him in my let's be realistic category. So if he made the chase, that would be an embarrassing November to go back and watch this again. So we have some time for me to be right. William Byron's barely in. Ryan Preece is in. So all three RFK cars would be in right now. Chase Briscoe barely in. And SVG holds the final spot. Not only does SVG hold the final spot, it's over Ty Dillon. That's what the surprise is here. That it's over Ty Dillon. Obviously, it's race 2 of 26. So we have a lot of time for some of this to even out. But it's just really funny to look at it now. Because look at the names that are missing. Kyle Larson would be out. Kyle Busch would be out. Denny Hamlin would be out. Christopher Bell would be out. Alex Bowman, Ty Gibbs, Connor Zilisch is below. Is he below Cody Ware? Where's Cody Ware? Look how far below Cody Ware he is. Connor Zilisch. Yikes. I mean, Christopher Bell is below Cody Ware in points. Oh my goodness, people. This is crazy. It'd be really funny if we started the chase like this. We should go ahead and do this. It'd be really, really funny. Anyways, someone else can do that. Woo! Anyways, all right. In between the lanes. Oh, in between the lanes. Why would you do this to me? In between the lanes wants me to do my weekly humiliation ritual. And I'm not talking about the swear jar. I hate this. I'm actually going to swear, and I should put something in the swear jar. I suck at this. I'm not trying to suck, guys. Like, I'm actually trying here. And I get it, super speedways. Yep, you know what, Bootlegger Ben? Did you say that? You're really funny. I'm kidding, Bootlegger Ben. But let's go to the race results. Fantasy. Chase Elliott fan, go numb. It cuts you off there, buddy. But hey, congratulations on your win. You're a Chase Elliott fan and you won Chase Elliott's home race. Our top 10 is RT Racy. Jamie, you got third. Yeah. Good job, Jamie. NZ Skidmark. Kiwi Mike, I saw you in the comments. I missed your comment. I'll get back to it here in a minute. But Mike, is that you? Kiwi Mike 65? Micah, you're here. Micah, good job on the top 10. Knee, Boosted Cal, Ballsy 175, and Kingswood, funny word, tied for 9th. Kloss just missed out on a top 10. And then, guys, look, tied for last. I guess I should be glad that I'm not last alone in this, and I'm tied for last with Grand Story 54. But when it comes to our league standings, RT Racing leads. Jamie is now up to second in the points. Micah, you're third in the points. Chase Elliott fan go number 9 is fourth. Kloss, you're sixth. I mean, this is a humiliation ritual. I'm dead last in the points because these people don't even fill out there. At this point, I'm just keeping them there so I'm not actually last. This is embarrassing. Let's go to the less embarrassing league for me. 36 for 36 was going great early. And then, William Byron decided to just do whatever he did. I'll take it. I'm still 16th. But Pork Chop 78 picked Tyler Reddick to win last week. He got that. Robbie G is second. Jamie loves Zilla Chime. Boosted Cal and Mankato Mike and Dolphox and Holding On are all tied for third. Woo! I'm 16th. I'll take it. Compared to the other league, I'll take it. Let's see who's last in this league. Supercar Nut, I don't think has put together an entry. Marty is last. Oh, poor Marty. Marty, if you're here, I'm sorry. I can't be the only one humiliated on this thing. You got to go down with me, buddy. Anyways, back to the comments. I can't wait to scroll down and see how much you guys are making fun of me at how bad I suck at fantasy NASCAR, but I'm pretty good at that 36 for 36 nonsense. Where was I? Yes, in between the lanes reminded me of my suckiness in the fantasy league. Larson will be kicking himself for this. I think Larson and SVG have good racing chemistry usually between them. I would agree with that, Corey. I mean, you look at the Roval last year. That was the only time outside of COTA that SVG got like legitimately challenged at a road course in terms of fighting on track. And Larson gave him a pretty good challenge, and it was fair, and it was on the limit, but it was fair, as they say. So, yeah, I think you put it well. Can't stay for the live recap, but thanks for putting them together. No problem. Alter Shaped. Hope you're doing well. Do you need another swear bar calling it Twitter, not X? I'm calling it Twitter still. That is a dumb change. Sorry. Elon Musk, if you're watching this and you're offended, sorry. The name X for Twitter is dumb. The old Twitter logo was cooler. The color was cooler. The app was cooler. But now it's like kind of dumb. It's kind of bad if we're being honest. But I'm too far in at this point. So anyways, we don't need to talk about that. Tyler Hernandez. Hello. Catching my first Monday after since Atlanta of last year. Tyler, Atlanta. Monday after. You like it. That's good. But no, welcome back. I think you're in the league somewhere. I remember you were in the league last year. You got to be in here somewhere, surely. You're further up than me, which isn't really saying much because literally everyone is. Tyler. Maybe not. I could have been wrong. Maybe there's another Tyler that I'm thinking of. Maybe I'm blind. I don't know. Anyways, we don't need to go through that again. What is wrong with what? I'm going to call you What Is Wrong. What is Wrong says, love the swear jar. I appreciate it. We have 75 cents here in the swear jar from me calling the O'Reilly Auto Parts series the Xfinity series. So, Micah, thank you. Yes, I know. I suck at fantasy. Is there a weather factor? Okay, so hello, Mike. I knew you were in here. Awesome race for Shane, for sure. Loved it. Loved the changes the team made during the race to improve the handling. SVG's onwards and upwards to COTA. Great coverage. Thank you for all you do. Well, thank you, Mike. You are a contributor to the travel fund, which leads me into my next point. The travel fund is back in action. Yes, it is back in action. It's going to be a different look this year. But I will be at COTA this weekend. I'll be there Saturday and Sunday. Unfortunately, no coverage like last year where I was like covering the race. But I will still be at the track. I will be in the stands on Saturday and Sunday. Waking up bright and early here where I am. I'm about a 3-hour drive. So I'll wake up, get there for practice. I might miss the first few minutes of practice. I don't know. Depends on what time I wake up. So, yeah, I'll be there Saturday and Sunday at COTA. Saturday is usually kind of an experimental day because they don't usually guard the seats that much, or at least the last time, 2024, when I went, they didn't guard the seats much on Saturday. Well, Sunday they do. So Saturday I'll kind of bounce around and see where I can sit. Sunday I'll probably be turn 12 is what I'm looking at. I might have someone with me, so that'll be fun, and I'm waiting for him to see what he's up to. But anyways, we don't have to get into all those details, but I will be at COTA this weekend. So yeah, that'll be fun. Jamie says it's nice near the top. Jamie, you're good at fantasy NASCAR, and I'm not. Jamie, how about this? Let's make a deal, Jamie. How about you tell me your roster every single week, and in return, I give you nothing? That's just the fairest trade I can come up with. Yes, Micah. Bad seasons. Nikolai P. Culp. 2026 Fantasy League. Oh, Micah. Micah, that is so complimentary of you to assume that I wasn't bad last year. Thank you, Micah, for thinking I did good in fantasy last year. I will take the accidental compliment. Tyler, you got cooked after winning the Daytona 500. Oh yeah, you won the Daytona 500. I just don't keep up with this stuff apparently. I gotta pick up the pace on these, man. Matt Smith also sucked on fantasy. Well, Matt Smith, you didn't suck more than me, so congrats on that. This is literally what it's down to. Someone in the comments says they sucked in fantasy, and I have to tell them, well, it could be worse because I am worse. Paint schemes. Yes, thank you, In Between the Lanes, for distracting me. The Pinnacle paint scheme is not as bad as everyone thinks, but I do agree that there's too much open space on it. That does drive me crazy, but the colors itself is pretty. Ross Chastain, the Wendy's paint scheme is amazing. I think they're bringing back the Texas Busch beer paint scheme this week, and that was my favorite Ross Chastain paint scheme of last year, so Trackhouse strikes again in a good way. The Spectrum paint scheme, we already talked about that. The Red Bull paint scheme, the Red Bull paint schemes are always pretty. We don't really have to go back into that. Zane Smith, did he run the Long John Silvers? I should know what he ran. Oh, well. Xfinity is okay. Priest read the Red Baron's car. That's not a bad one. The pizza dude. Some guy brought a pizza box for Ryan Priest to sign. That was funny. Standard. I've already kind of expressed my, not anger, but frustration with bringing the white back. Standard. I don't even remember. Standard. The new build submarines just doesn't do much for me. I like the old one better. Standard. Don't know. Forgot. This is embarrassing. Fine. Pretty standard. The Andy's Cole Custard car is always nice. Standard, but it's good at least. Standard, I think. I don't remember. Standard. I don't like the new Auto Trader. They got rid of all the color and the pattern, and it's just an orange logo on top of an orange car, and it's ugly. I miss the old Auto Trader car. So, yeah, they're going to have to fix that. That's not good. I don't even know what he ran this weekend. Solid, but soon to be standard. Morgan one. I like the yellow one better. This is like the first ever Trackhouse paint scheme I've not liked. Trackhouse Racing came into NASCAR with a bang with that ComScope car, the multicolored on top of the black ComScope car, and they have had like 10 out of 10 paint schemes ever since. Well, this was one of them that was like just straight up not good. The Tootsie's car is literally just pink. That's it. And you have the little Red Bull thing on the front. The Tootsie scheme used to be like the scheme of the year almost for Trackhouse. So that was mightily disappointing. He ran a car this week. I think it was black and red. Correct me if I'm wrong. I like the Valvoline scheme this year. The Valvoline scheme. Yeah, Larson. Valvoline. Standard, I think. I don't remember. The Saya. I like their paint scheme, actually. I do. The red on white's a good look. And standard. So that's our paint schemes. I took way too long on that, too. Oh, my goodness. I'm still way behind on the comments. Larson got a DNF before his first win in the 2026 season. Statistically correct, Martin. Born Again Breyer, I don't know how that logic works because Christopher Bell won 3 races in a row last year, so would that make 2025 2018? What's the worst NASCAR race I've ever attended, asks Jamie. Oh boy. Recency bias would say Bristol Spring last year. That was a horrible race. Like, that was my first Bristol race, and being at Bristol was so cool because I had never been there, and being, like, down there and, like, seeing how the banking goes up. that was such a cool experience. But in terms of the actual racing product, that was a stinker. There was like no storylines coming out of that thing. And I like storylines because it makes my job easier. So recency bias would say that there were some Texas races. I think it was 2018 or 2019 where Harvick led like 300 of 334 maybe, and those stunk. The 2022 All-Star race was a tough one. I'm trying to think of non-Texas ones because everyone piles on Texas. Texas had a lot of good racing recently, I would argue. Let me think. I could think of some more, but for now we're going to go... Yeah, we'll go Bristol Spring last year, unfortunately. But I think there's some recency bias, so don't buy into it all the way. Oh, well, Tyler, I appreciate it. I appreciate you being here now, and I appreciate you watching after. That means a lot to me. So, thank you. I'm glad you rewatch these things. And anyone that rewatches these things, and everyone who's watching now, ooh, wow, 52 of you. That's a lot. Cool. Thank you guys for being here. And we're down to 46 as soon as I say it. Jamie, we looked at the 36 for 36. I mean, I'll go back and look at it for you again, but here's the standings. Jamie, I think that's you. You're third. I'm 16th. I'll take it. As I said, this is the league I'm good at. It's the other stuff I'm awful at. But I'm just telling you right now, if you want to like fade or hedge or whatever, my fantasy lineup this week will be Shane Van Gisbergen, Connor Zilic, Michael McDowell, AJ Allmendinger, Tyler Reddick. I'll put Bell in my reserves. I might have to flip him in at some point because I'm sure 2 of those 5 guys I just listed are going to wreck, and I'm going to need Bell. So, yeah. IndyCar returns Sunday. Yep, they sure do. We'll talk about St. Pete. We got the trucks at St. Pete. No, Chicago is not. I mean, there's Chicagoland Speedway that's an oval, but there's not the Chicago Street Course. Loza down under. Yeah, dude, Wendy's has an underrated chicken sandwich. It's no Popeyes chicken. Dude, I know I've told this story on the channel before. Dude, the Popeyes chicken sandwich right before or right as it was taking off, like really early on, I went to have it, and that was like, because the chicken was like a good size. It was perfect, and it's still a really good chicken sandwich. I haven't had one in a while. I need to get on that. Maybe this weekend, coming home from COTA. I'm going to need to eat dinner on the way home from COTA. I'm driving home Sunday night, so I'm going to need dinner somewhere. It might just be Popeyes. But back to the original story. That first time I had it, it was like in the first couple weeks of the craze. That was it was the best fast food chicken sandwich I had by a mile. Their chicken sandwich is still my favorite chicken sandwich by fast food restaurants, but I'm still chasing that high from that first one. But Wendy's is actually a very underrated one, I will say. That was the whole point of me telling the Popeye story. The Wendy's chicken sandwich is extremely underrated. I have a take on that would probably ruffle some feathers. So, anyways. Zilic is running O'Reilly as well as Shane Van Gisbergen. SVG versus Zilic, potentially 2 shows this weekend. We'll talk about that when we make our Monday picks. When does Hardy show up in Bubba's car? That is a great question, Jamie. I'm actually wondering that myself, but it's not this week. Robin Hood's on the car this week. Corey, thank you for being here. Captain Goody, hello, welcome. SVG fan, Captain Goody, by the way, if you guys did not know. Standing and cheering on that last lap, Captain Goody was. So, Oh no, Micah, the 2022 Indy Road Course. Wasn't that the one that like nothing happened until the end? I think Chase Elliott dominated that one maybe. And then late race chaos struck. Elliott got dumped. Reddick ended up winning because Chastain like shortcut the course. He did. That's right. Chastain blew through turn one, went around the little shortcut thing, came back out, and then I think he completely shortcut the backstretch chicane if I remember right. Like Chastain just he didn't even try to run that second to last lap, and then Tyler Reddick ends up winning. Am I remembering that right? But outside of that, I couldn't tell you a thing that happened in that race. Marty, we just talked about you. Marty, I'm sorry, we're looking at you in last place here. Don't worry, Marty, because look who's last place in the other thing. It's me. I'm in last place. So we're last place brothers. Yeah, Atlanta. Fantastic. Atlanta, all three races. Okay, we got to talk about the Truck Series, guys. So the Truck Series race itself was fantastic, but what a stupid ending in terms of the clock. We're at a track that has lights. The race gets delayed about 2 hours because of rain, but because the O'Reilly Series and the Truck Series are on two different networks, and one network didn't want to start at a different time, we had to start the Truck Series 2 hours late, and then we had to call it at 4:20 p.m., and so we didn't get the last 15 laps of that race. 15 laps. 30 to 45 minutes at most. Why was the CW, I think it was the CW, if it's not the CW, someone yell at me. Why was the CW so set on running that thing right on time? Like, what are we doing, man? We had a caution clock, or we had a time clock for a track that had lights. I don't get it. I thought that was so stupid. I thought it was dumb. If it was like a 7-hour delay in the Xfinity, the O'Reilly race was under threat for, I'm flustered now. Okay, so here's what else was frustrating. By the way, Zero Apex, you're my hero. Zero Apex has contributed to the travel and the haircut fund. Yeah, I do need a haircut. I was going to wait till Arlington IndyCar. I have a potential idea for that, by the way. I have an idea. I haven't said it out loud because it's a little bit crazy. But March could be an interesting month on this channel. That's all I'll say. And I won't have to go far either. Only Austin. So, anyways, if that ends up coming together, I'll let you guys know. Anyway, Zero Apex, thank you for contributing to the travel fund. On the cursing fund, we're up to $1. So, yeah, but Zero Apex, you're awesome. I appreciate you. You're a long-time contributor. You're a long-time viewer, so I appreciate it. What was I talking about? I got flustered from saying Xfinity. That does not count because I'm pointing out that I said Xfinity. I think I was ranting about trucks. Yes. So the thing is, the CW, the thing after the race, wasn't even a live sporting event. It was some documentary about some wrestler. All due respect to wrestling and like people like it. It's not my thing. It's a documentary. It's not a live show. Why are we pushing back? Why are we not pushing back 30 minutes? This is 30 minutes. This is not 3 hours. It's not 4 hours. This is not a 2 a.m. race. This is like maybe an hour at most. I don't get why they were so set on that. So that was stupid. The ending of the truck race, as great as the racing actually was on track, that whole clock situation was stupid. I'm sorry. That was the one genuine complaint I had about this weekend. Everything else I was happy with. All three series had great racing. All three series had great races. But the shortening of the race was dumb. That was a dumb thing. Well, it wasn't even a Fox problem, Martin. The truck race got showed. on FS1, I think. I don't think they had any issues. They never had to shift over to FS2. Like, remember when the Clash got booted off of Fox for the Masked Singer? I'm still mad about that, by the way. I get mad when things get booted. I'm just realizing that. Interesting character development, I guess. That's one way to put it. You guys have me flustered here. So yeah, it was a documentary. Stone Cold Steve Austin. I've heard that name. I could tell you what the guy looks like. He's in that Adam Sandler movie. I forget which Adam Sandler movie, but maybe it was Grown Ups or something. Oh, he's from Austin, Texas. Well, I hope he doesn't see this and then like beat me up this weekend. That would suck. Steve Austin. What Adam Sandler movie? How do you filmography? That's what we want. Grown Ups 2. I was close. I said Grown Ups. He was in Grown Ups 2. I knew he was in one of the Adam Sandler movies. So, oh, he's also in The Longest Yard. I forgot about that. Yeah, he's one of the guards. How could I forget that? Yeah. The Longest Yard is a better movie than Grown Ups 2, for those who don't know. No offense to those of you who are big Grown Up 2 fans. So, The Longest Yard, yes, Jamie, thank you. Yeah, Corey Haim was back in the trucks. Speaking of, let's go to the other series. We talked about how weird the chase is for the Cup Series. Let's go to the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. Don't want to contribute to the swear jar any further. So, Austin Hill, not a surprise. He's already won a race. Raja's had a great start. He was making some great moves on Saturday night on the track. Back-to-back top 10s for him, leading some laps. Sheldon Creed got a win, so obviously he's up there. Jesse Love, so look at that, 1 and 4. Parker Retzloff, just like we all expected, 5th in the points in the 99 car. Justin Allgaier's up there. Carson Kvapil, even with the DNF, is up there. Corey Day made some moves on Saturday, but he's still in this thing. Sammy Smith, Ryan Ellis is in the chase right now for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. Taylor Gray, Brennan Poole still hanging on to that last spot. So right now, out, the big names out would be Sam Mayer, Brandon Jones, Sawalich. Don't do what you did last year, dude. You got to start picking it up here. But Sawalich is a decent road racer. He was the best of the rest multiple times last year. Remember when SVG and Zilich were just obliterating the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series field? And then there was William Sawalich in third. 2 or 3 times. So he's got a good chance to make it up this weekend. I think that's it on the big names. Yeah, it looks like it. So, then we go to the Truck Series. Truck Series points. Chandler Smith has a win, so he's up there. Gio's up there. Ben Rhodes is up there. Ty Majeski, Stuart Friesen, Brendan Queen. We don't really have as much of it. Okay, I guess the biggest thing is that Corey Haim only has 1 start, and he's 3 points out of the chase right now. Now, obviously, he's not eligible because he missed a race, but he's only 3 points out, so that's kind of exciting. Anyways. Yeah, Raja, so I was talking to someone about this earlier today. How many starts does Raja have in the 88? Isn't it like a good chunk? I want to say he's doing the majority of the schedule, and then it's like the Hendrick Cup guys are in the 88. And then Raja's going over to the Jordan Anderson car for however many races. So Raja, he's got 23 races in the 88, 10 races for the 32. Okay. All right, so 10 races with Jordan Anderson Racing. Nick. Hey, Nick, you can join the Fantasy League at any time. In fact, I will put those links for you in the comments. So you can join our Fantasy Live League where you have a really good chance of beating me because I suck. I'm literally dead last, dude. So, don't know really what else to say there. I don't know why the link still says Nikolai P. Culp official league. I don't know why it doesn't say the ROFL league. But, and then do you want to join the 36 for 36? I'm just going to put it anyways. How about that? The 36 for 36 league you can join as well. I suck a lot less at that. I'm 16th, which, you know, isn't killer or anything, but it's better than 47th or whatever I am. So that's the 36 for 36. So go crazy. George, welcome. Hello. Sawallich sounds like a salad and a sandwich had a baby. That's a common, oh my God, you got my tongue tied. That's a common combo at restaurants, I think. Might be too much lettuce. You get some Sawallich. William Sawallich is going to eat a sandwich and a salad at the George, hello. Zach, what's up, Zach? Happy late birthday to Zach, everyone. It has been a while. What's up? Time to talk 100. It's a little too early to be saying it's the biggest surprise. It's 2 races and they've both been super speedways. But yeah, he's had a great start. He's up there in the chase right now, so there you go. He's got that going for him. NASCAR app wouldn't let me make a pick in 36 for 36, so I'm out of there. They should hire someone who understands IT, user interfaces, etc. Okay. I couldn't tell you about that, but I mean, like, it works for me. The only races I missed last year is Bristol and Darlington because I was there and I kind of just straight up forgot, which gives you flexibility at the end of the year when you forget to make picks. But I can't make the pick right now. I think that opens up on Wednesday, I want to say. Because right now I'm looking at it and I don't have the option to do it. But COTA, I'm probably going to do Allmendinger. I can't save Allmendinger for the Roval anymore. Oh, Zach. Thank you, Zach. That means a lot. Thank you for the contribution to the travel fund. And the kind words. The kind words as well. It means a lot. Zach, I don't know if you guys remember, but during COVID, Zach was on the channel a few times. We did some live streams during races. We screamed at Kyle Busch together when Kyle Busch dumped Chase Elliott at Darlington. And then what was the other one? I think we watched Bristol when Logano and Elliott wrecked each other. And then Homestead. That was just a really funny race for just a variety of reasons. But I think we did Indy together, and there was one more. I want to say there was one more. The 2020 summer stretch was just a wild. COVID was a wild time. It really was. Who are my picks to win COTA? Time flies when you're having fun. It's already 8:50. Good grief. Wow. At least 10 more minutes before we get to Monday picks. Who asked that? George? Yeah, we'll get to it in about 10 minutes. How about a poll? Okay. Oh, I forgot about the finals, yeah. Was that the year... Who was in the finals that year? Was that the year the Raptors won it? Or was that the bubble? Dude, the bubble finals were funny. The bubble playoffs were funny. Do you guys remember Dortland? I remember Dortland. I still got the meme on my phone. All right, let me make a poll, and then I'm going to look up the Dortland meme on my phone. Oh. All right, there's your poll. I think it was Jamie that asked for a poll. There you go. What was I looking up? Oh, yes, George, I am going to COTA. I will be there. Oh, yes, I was looking up the Dortlando meme from all those years ago. I have so much stuff on my phone that I have to search stuff now. Dortlando is easy to find because it says it in big, bold words. Look at the meme. Welcome to Dortlando. This is my favorite meme. It's one of my all-time favorites, honestly. I'm sending it to the person now, but I send it to him all the time. Dude, these live streams go off the rails so quickly. We've talked about the Popeyes chicken sandwich. We've talked about Dortlando now. Just the ultimate throwback. Yeah. Anyways. Marty says, how about neither? That's not an option. SVG will be in the O'Reilly field. Oh, what a save. He will be racing at COTA this week. I made a community post. You guys are going to see my Monday picks, by the way. Am I going to pick Shane Van Gisbergen sweep or not? Time will tell. I did make a post, right? I did make a post. Okay, I thought I did. Anyways. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Hello. I think Connor has a chance later on, maybe at Watkins Glen. He needs some momentum and some extra experience. And that's the thing that, like, when you look at SVG last year, he lost COTA because they didn't really keep up with the adjustments. In the second half of the race, they fell off and they kind of had to get aggressive with the strategy. Well, then they figured it out. They kind of clicked. Doran and the 88 team and Shane all kind of started to click at the right-handers. And once that happened, like, it was over. No one had a shot after that. So I have a hard time believing that Zilich is going to walk into the Cup Series on Sunday in his first race as a full-time driver and beat the guy who's literally on a historic win streak. But what happened in O'Reilly last year happened. We will talk about that in our Monday picks here in about 5 minutes. We're about 5 minutes away from Monday picks. It's not official. It's just, I don't know. It feels like a thing that'll happen in 5 minutes. Could be 3, could be 7, could be 23. Probably not 23. Don't get your hopes up. Speaking of 23, Michael Jordan again in victory lane. Just as we expected. Michael Jordan has been in victory lane 2 times this season. Your favorite driver has probably not been in victory lane once, unless your favorite driver is Tyler Reddick. In that case, then, well, congrats. Good job by you. F1 2026, dude, I'm going to miss so much F1 this year. Is AC/DC still my favorite band? It is indeed still my favorite band. Recently, I've been listening to a lot of Ennio Morricone, or Morricone. I don't really know how to pronounce his last name, but that dude makes incredible movie scores. I just watched The Mercenary the other night to see where the song that his song that gets used in Kill Bill. I wanted to see where it originated. That's a solid movie. It's not as good as The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, but it's a good spaghetti western. It was solid. And the music, elite. Whew. Boy. God, I've been listening to that soundtrack like nonstop. Yeah, man, we've talked about everything tonight. We truly have. How many wins do you think Larson will have this year? Well, he wins 3+ a year at Hendrick, so I'll start at the bottom and say 3+. If I have to put a number on it, 4. I think 4 is the number. I can't tell you which 4. Texas, I think he wins Texas this year. He's led so many laps there in the next-gen car and has yet to win. I think he wins there. Him or Blaney. Those are like the 2 guys at Texas right now. We'll We'll go with like Michigan. He's due for a win there too. There's going to be one random one that he just pops off and just kind of randomly wins at. That would be... Oh, Chicagoland. Yeah, I picked him to win Chicagoland. So Chicagoland, Texas, Michigan, and we'll go Iowa as the fourth. So I guess that means he wins no races in the chase. That'd be really ill-timed. I don't know. Yeah, I'll go to Texas. It's in May. It's that first weekend in May again. It's I think it's triple header, I want to say. So yeah, Zach, if you want to go, let's do it. Let's go crazy. NAS Truck Night in America, NAS Riley afternoon in America, and NAS Cup afternoon in America. Yeah, so May 3rd is the Cup race, so that means May 2nd is probably the O'Reilly race, and if it would click, it's not clicking. Oh, well, I tried. Yes, George, I am indeed going to COTA. I'm looking at the clock because we're 1 minute away. Don't worry, we're 1 minute away. I'm out of time this wrong. I can't remember if I said that at 53 or 54, but we're going to go with 53. So, it's 58 now. Okay. It's time. Gotta bet on those horses, you know. Yeah, horse racing is not... I'll watch it, like the Kentucky Derby is everything. But in terms of knowing what's going on, knowing who's good, no, that's not my thing. I couldn't tell you a single thing about the horse racing. But it's time, people. It's time to make our Monday picks. For some reason, this thing just went straight to the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. But we have two different racetracks this weekend. The first ever street race in Truck Series history will be at St. Petersburg. They are lining up with IndyCar in the IndyCar Series in their 2026 season debut. And St. Petersburg street race, St. Pete, whatever you want to call it, NAS Truck afternoon, morning. It's NAS Truck morning in America. Let's go through this because this is an entry list. This is a scenario. This is a track. Dario Franchitti, the Indy 500 winner, is in the number one Tricon truck. Jimmy Johnson, I'm pretty sure, is the crew chief. Unless I made that up, I'm pretty sure Jimmy Johnson's the crew chief. Carter Fartuk, an Italian market sponsor. Dude, I need an Italian. There used to be an Italian market like 20 minutes from my house. You know, go down there and get some gabagool. But unfortunately, they shut down. So I don't know where to get my gabagool anymore. So that sucks. Point being, I need an Italian market near me. Ben Meyer in the 4. Adam Andretti's back. I think he got a top 15 last week. I want to say he did. I think he did. Yeah, he finished 12th. He's back in the 5 truck. At the ripe young age of 126, is in the 7. We've got... once again, at 126 years old, is in the number 22. Colin Brown is in the 25 in the All-Star truck. Landon Lewis is in the 45. Derek White's in the 69. Nice. Once again, at the young age of 126, is in the 76 and the 77. And that looks like it's it. So, NAS Truck, morning in America, St. Pete, first ever street race. I'm going to miss this race because I'll be at COTA, but I will record it. I am looking forward to rewatching this race. It's going to be a hell of a race, to say the least. Jamie is going with at the ripe age of 126. Zero Apex is going for the Truck Series Heim, the Xfinity. It's Zero Apex. You Zero Apex. How dare you? How dare you put X there? Zero Apex This is on you. This is on you, Zero Apex. You put the X there, which made me think of Xfinity, and you made me say Xfinity. So that's on you, Zero Apex. That one is completely on you. And the Cup Series, Zilch. Okay, so Truck Series, Zero Apex is going with Heim. The O'Reilly Series, Austin Hill. You didn't specify which Austin Hill, so you're going with Austin J. Hill now. You don't have an option. You're going with Austin J. Hill. And then Zilch for Cup. In between the lanes, going with Dario Franchitti. Time to top 100 is going with Andres Perez. James Hinchcliffe is driving for Spire. What? This sounds like kind of familiar now that you say it, but okay. Is that your pick in between the lanes? Martin is going to go with Dario Franchitti. You got to pick one, Martin. You got to pick one. Brock, how dare you laugh at my failure? Is Heim racing? Is Corey Heim racing? Oh my goodness. Like, dude, what is this entry list? They don't even tell me that what's his name? James Hinchcliffe is on here. They don't even tell me if Corey Heim's on here, and people are bringing that up. Who made this entry list? I would like to have a word, respectfully. I'd like to have a respectful word. Okay. Oh, well. Yeah, I don't see Heim on the list either. I could see the 25 winning the Truck Series race, says Tyler. David's going with Heim. Guys, I don't see Heim on the entry list. You're wasting a pick here if Heim ends up not going. So, I mean, I have fun with it. Kloss is going to go with Majeski. In between the lanes is going with Franchitti. Marty's going with Eckes. Nick is going with the SVG sweep. So, Nick, who's your truck pick? We're on trucks right now, and SVG's not racing the trucks. No one in Cup is racing the trucks this week. Honestly, I don't even know who I'm going to pick for the trucks, if we're being honest. George is going to go with Majeski. Martin's going to go with Lane Riggs. Change his mind. Dude, I genuinely don't know who to pick. You can usually just go with Corey Heim last year and get away with it. This year, you actually kind of have to think. I can't even remember who did good in the trucks last year outside of Corey Heim and Lane Riggs. I refresh my page. It's complete. Okay. That didn't help. It's not your fault, Marty, but the 7's still not there. The 77's still not there. Number 22 looks promising, says Jamie. Brock doesn't know. Zero Apex says Spire says Heim will be racing St. Petersburg according to AI. AI is wrong again. AI is a bozo, and this is going to come back, and the robots are going to kill me for saying it. Robots, I'm on your team. Please don't kill me. Heim has a Toyota contract, so why would he be racing for Spire, a Chevrolet team? Get owned, AI, you bozo. You know what? We're going to go Justin Haley, sure. Why not? Let's just go Justin Haley. Someone said Justin Haley. Glenn said, how did Haley go from Cup to trucks? Is he racing both? No, Justin Haley is now full-time in the Truck Series with Ram in college. So thank you, Glenn. You have inspired my Monday pick for trucks. I'm going with Justin Haley. David's going with Lane Riggs. All right, let's go to the O'Reilly Series. Hopefully Zero Apex is nicer this time and doesn't contribute to the swear jar, which is up to, by the way, $1.25. The O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. Let's look at the significant entries, and boy, oh boy, do we have some heavy hitters in this one. Saturday is going to be the race of the week, if you ask me. Last year, the Cup race was the best race of the season for road courses, COTA. But oh boy, this weekend's O'Reilly Auto Parts Series race is going to be exciting. We have Alex LeBay in here, which is kind of exciting. Sheldon Creed, fresh off of his win, but look who's in the 1 car. Connor Zilic. Oh boy, I hope he has some competition. Oh, he has some competition this week, guys. It's going to be exciting. I, at the ripe young age of 126, that is Connor Zilic's competition. Josh Balicki's in here, some New Zealand dude. What's that all about? I don't know why he's like, what's he going to do? No, for real, dude. Zilic versus SVG. I remember 2 years ago, 2024 at COTA, sitting in turn 1, and SVG and Allmendinger gapped the field by the front stretch in like 5 laps. I'm going to try to sit in turn 1 again because I want to see what SVG and Zilic are going to do to the O'Reilly field. Dude, I am so excited for Saturday's race. Like, might be more excited for Saturday as opposed to Sunday. Because last year, do you remember what these two did? Sonoma, Chicago, Watkins Glen, these two were like separated by maybe this much. Zilic was full-time in that car. SVG's better in the Cup car. The Cup car suits him a little bit better if we're being honest. And those two were like identical. And it was basically whoever was leading was going to get it. So Zilic outdid him at Sonoma. SVG outdid him at Chicago. It got ugly at Watkins Glen, but I would argue that Zilic outdid him at Watkins Glen despite the ending. It was an ugly ending. It shouldn't have ended like that, but Zilic was faster there at the end. I got to go through the rest of this entry list. I do, but you know I'm going to pick one of those two guys. That is a name right there. Oh my goodness, what a name. Baltazar Leguizamon. Hold on, I got a translator. I'm going to make him translate this for me. It's not even like translate. I just need a pronunciation. I doubt he answers, but maybe we get lucky. We'll have to go back to that potentially. But from Argentina, so we got an international field here. We've got Argentina, we got New Zealand, we got Georgia. I'm pretty sure that means Georgia, the state, not the country, but it was a funny thought in my head. Anyways. Ross Chastain's in here. So we have all 3 Trackhouse Cup guys. Could you imagine if Ross Chastain ends up being the one who wins? That'd be funny. We have Austin J. Hill. So Zero Apex. Your pick is Austin J. Hill. Congratulations. You did that to yourself. JJ Yaley's in the field. That's exciting. Carson Quapple's not in the 1 this week, so he's in the 91. He has a 4-race deal. I'm pretty sure those are the races that Zilic will be in the 1 car. And yeah, it's all right. So let's pick the O'Reilly race. Oh boy, I'm behind. Time to Talk 100 saying Sheldon Creed back-to-back. George says Shane Van Gisbergen. Marty says Shane Van Gisbergen. Tyler says Connor will mop the floor on Saturday. May run top 5 on Sunday, but end up wrecked in stage 3. Oddly specific. Born Again Briar says going with Sawalich. Hey, honestly, if SVG and Zilic are going to take each other out, that is not a bad option because Sawalich ran third to him a few times last year. Born Again Briar's actually playing a little bit of 4D chess here if those two take each other out. David's going with Connor Zilic. In between the lanes said Brent Cruz. Did I miss Brent Cruz on this thing? Brent Cruz is in the 19. My bad. I got distracted. So in between the lanes is going with Brent Cruz. YouTube user that loves the playoffs is going with Ryan Ellis. Brock is going with Shane Van Gisbergen for O'Reilly. Zach is going with Sammy Smith. Glenn, I'm assuming I don't know why he wouldn't. Micah says Zilic beats SVG. Ketar is going with Allgaier. Laguzmem, is that how you pronounce it? Let's see if my Nope, he is not responding. All right, well, I may be cooked on that. Martin's going with Ross Chastain. Jamie is going with Zilich. Nikolai Pete Colt fan. Oh, what in the... Uh-oh. Oh, no. Please come back. The stream... You guys got me? Did this just crash in the middle of Monday picks? Did this thing just crash? Can you hear me? Hello? Test? It crashed for me. I don't know if it crashed for you guys. It's working? Okay. That was scary. It crashed over here. Lots of yeses. I appreciate everyone. Thank you. I don't even remember where we were. Baltazar Leguisamon. All right. My Monday pick for the O'Reilly Auto Parts series. When it comes to this car, I'm telling you, I think he was just a little bit better last year. Connor Zilich. I'm going with Connor Zilich for the Saturday win. I think he outduels Shane Van Gisbergen on Saturday. Now it's time to talk about Sunday, the NASCAR Cup Series at COTA. We have 2 win streaks. Shane Van Gisbergen has won 5 straight road courses. Tyler Reddick has won 2 straight overall, and he's no pushover on these road courses. He won at COTA back in 2023. Remember that? So we have 2 big win streaks heading into this race. Let's go through the entry list. We only have 1 significant entry this week, so everyone get a look at your sponsor, get a good look at what your favorite driver will be running. But we got Chastain, we got Cindric's in the discount tire. Brad Keselowski sponsored by Graza. Okay. Chris Buescher is sponsored by Trimble. Jesse Love is our significant entry this week. He will be doing double duty. So, yeah. Safety culture is on the 97 and the 9. SVG is running safety culture in both races. Connor Zilich in Red Bull. So, let's hear it. Our Monday picks for COTA. And we have Reddick from Kloss and Z for 3 in a row. Born Again Breyer also going with Reddick for 3 in a row. George Jones says that Zilich will get his first career cup win. Austin Cindric for the upset says Jamie. Brock says SVG weekend sweep. David says Zilich no questions. In Between the Lanes says Reddick or Bell, but going with Reddick. Glenn says SVG sweep. Marty says SVG for the sweep. Micah going with Chase Briscoe. I mean, Briscoe's not bad. I mean, he finished second in multiple road courses last year, if I remember correctly. It's just that we got like Reddick, SVG, Zilich, SVG. And then we just got Chase Briscoe. He's in there. Ride My Own Wave 11 says SVG by 8 seconds specifically. Very specific. Tyler says SVG, but I could also see Busch running near the front. Remember Busch, I think he led the most laps in this race last year, so that's not too crazy of a pick. Kiwi Turtle 2284 says SVG sweep. Anyone else? Cup Series. Circuit of the Americas. Austin, Texas, the one road course Shane Van Gisbergen did not win last year. Yeah, man. Shane Van Gisbergen gets the Kyle Busch Truck Series treatment until proven otherwise, so Shane Van Gisbergen is my cup pick. He's won 5 straight of these things. Yeah. I tried picking against him once last year in the middle of it, and it went very wrong because the guy I picked ended up breaking his collarbone on Saturday. Excuse me. And not racing on Sunday, so we're not messing with that again. So, Shane Van Gisbergen to win at COTA on Sunday. So, my Monday picks for trucks, I went with, I don't even remember who I picked in trucks. This is embarrassing. Did I pick Lane Riggs? I feel like I picked Lane Riggs. I don't think I did, but... Oh, yeah, I went with Justin Haley. I went Justin Haley for trucks. I went Connor Zilic for O'Reilly, and I went Shane Van Gisbergen for Cup. Those are my Monday picks. So, thank you guys for being here. This was a long stream, which is always a good thing. We knocked the SVG recap out in like the first 10 minutes of this. I will be at COTA this weekend. I'm really excited about that. I wore my COTA hat just for everyone. Will I get a new hat? I don't know. Probably not. I like this hat. Zach's going with Tyler Reddick, by the way. But yeah, that's all I got. Thank you to Zero Apex for the contribution to the travel fund and for the contribution to the swear jar because you tricked me. I should really show this, but we're up to, it's hard to count when they're stacked on top of each other. $1.25 in the swear jar. So this will sit on the corner of my desk until next Monday. I will close it, so if it falls over in some freak accident that I don't spill all 5 quarters all over the place. Zach, thank you for the contribution to the travel fund. Whatever else we want to call it. But thank you to those two. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to Jamie, Klaus, Mike, some of our members. Thanks to everyone else who's here. Glenn. I mean, we could go through all the names, of course. In Between the Lanes, David, Born Again Briar. Like, there's so many people to thank. But for now, I do have to get this SVG recap up. Thank you guys for being here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We will see you next Monday. Obviously, any other news that comes out, I will let you know. I will post the Monday picks in its own individual clip tomorrow night, and then as for the rest of the week, as always, I will do my best to figure it out. So thanks for being here. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next week.